Hi everyone, it's Maha here. I'm doing a review for you today of the Goddess Oracle deck. This was a viewer's request and I'm so happy to do it because this is one of my favorite decks of all time. I featured this deck in my 3x3x3 tag that I did recently, and I said in that video that this was my mother deck. This is the deck that I grew with, and I feel that I really learned about goddesses through this deck. I started with the Doreen Virtue deck, this one here, the Goddess Guidance, and that was my beginner deck kind of thing. But I really grew with this deck, and this is such an amazing deck, as you'll see in a moment. I'm going to do this review first by showing you the cards physically, and then we'll go take a closer look at each individual card as well as the book that it comes with. So this beautiful deck is illustrated by Hrana Janto and written by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. And I apologize for the mispronunciations, if any. They both have interesting names, by the way. So this is a beautiful box that it came with, very sturdy, very nice, opens up like so, with a tab on the side, featuring some of the goddesses. It is a US game systems deck, and it's not a new deck. It was published in 2006, I believe. I've had this deck for quite some time, by the way, and you'll see why it is my most absolute favorite deck. It comes with this book, which we'll look at more closely in a moment. And this is the back of the cards. These are the cards right here. Gorgeous backing. A woman who could be you or me. I really actually connect to this backing. It makes me feel more intimate with this deck. I love how it's kind of soft pastel, looking like she's coming out of the smoke from the cauldron she's holding. Oh, she looks like she's doing some kind of magical ritual ceremony. I love the backing. The cardstock is great. The size is almost the same as the regular Oracle deck size, just a little tiny bit bigger. And what I love about the artwork in this deck is how different and varied each drawing and painting is in its own way. I feel that the artist has really appropriated her style depending on the energy and the culture of the goddess, the culture in which the goddess comes from, and the energy of the goddess by kind of working with different media, and the colors that she's used. I will illustrate what I mean by this by showing you a few cards that I've selected, just to show you how, well, actually you can look at any card and get the feeling that they're all so different. And I think she spent a lot of time meditating on the goddesses. She's an amazing artist, really. Being an artist myself, I can really appreciate when an artist takes time into the work, putting the effort in. So here I have 6 cards to show you what I mean by different depiction of the goddess in different styles of art, which really culturally speak to me in a variety of different cultures. Like, you can just see by looking at what I'm showing you how just from the images you get a different sense of the culture where this goddess is from, or the mythology comes from, and also the energy, how different it is. So that's actually a talent in itself, in order to appropriate your artwork depending on the subject. So let's go ahead, having said all this, and look at the cards and the book more closely. Alright, so let's begin with the book. You have the intro first, and then part 1, using the Goddess Oracle. So there is an aspect of the cards called Ritual. So here it gives you some guidelines on how to work with the ritual section, then how to invoke the oracle, some spreads with the images of the cards on them. That's three spreads, and then there's also the goddess support, group support spread. Then you go to the part 2 section, which is all the goddesses in alphabetical order. There's 52 of them, so there's 52 cards. So the way this section is organized, you've got the goddess name and the keyword, which is also on the card. And then it starts off with a beautiful poem that invokes the goddess. And gives you a nice, very well informative paragraph about the mythology of the goddess. You go to the meaning of the card. And then you have ritual suggestions according to each goddess. Really nice long ritual here to do. When I was working with this deck very seriously a couple of years ago, I actually did the rituals. I recorded the rituals on my little handheld recorder, and I would listen to it in the evenings before bed sometimes, and for meditation. I basically did actually what it said. Sometimes it's not meditation, sometimes it's doing things. If I couldn't remember things, I would just record it, and it's so powerful working with this deck. And you learn so much about mythology of the goddesses. There is a really nice wide spectrum of goddesses from all different parts of the world, which I really love about this deck. And the goddesses section is all the way to the end. Part 3, the cards. I can't remember what this part was all about. Let's see, it's just a few pages. Oh, okay, so it's just the page number, and you can find kind of like an appendix and the name of the rituals. Right, so now let's look at the cards. All right, let's have a look at these beautiful cards. Inanna, Embracing the Shadow. One of my favorite cards is this one. All right, so by the way, you'll see that there's the goddess name, and then there's a keyword at the bottom. And this around here, it's the frame, I would call it, not really a border. I think that's nice because it works to really frame the artwork, bring it into focus. And I'm not so picky about borders unless they take away from the image. And in this case, I think it just works perfectly. It makes the card really clean, makes the cards really clean, and I don't know, to me they're just very balanced that way. So Artemis, selfhood. Pachamama, healing, holy. So gorgeous. So look at the atmosphere created and the variety of feelings you get in each card, individual card. Pele, awakening. The cards are slipping on this fabric. Bladuwed, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I'm not very good at the pronunciation of the Norse goddesses. Betrayal. I know her story though. Looks a bit blurry here, which is unfortunate, and it's the best I could do. But there's so much detail, and I love how dark her face is, how intense her face is. I love how there are all types of women portrayed in these images. It shows creativity. They're not, like I said, they're just appropriated really well to the culture. They're not sexualized or shown in a stereotypical image that we would associate with in the West. I think they're just perfect. Like, for example, this is Aphrodite, love. And to me, there's, first of all, I love how she's not blonde, because where she comes from, that part of the world, we know that their features were more similar to her. So she's not idealized. She looks how she would maybe to the people. I love how she's just emanating love, unconditional love in this photo, in this image, sorry, painting or drawing, and not sexual nature only. Here I feel like she's really peaceful. Demeter, feelings, emotions. And look at her, Demeter is usually shown in in a field of agriculture. In this case, she's holding fire, she's holding pomegranate. She looks more, they all look more natural than idealized to me. Morgan Le Fay, Rhythms. Beautiful, beautiful image. Reminds me of Lisa Burke's artwork a little bit. I love this one. Baba Yaga, Wild Woman. She definitely looks like she's having fun. Changing Woman. Cycles. Freya, Sexuality. I love her pose. Looks so feminine. Beautiful, beautiful. Eurinomi, Ecstasy. Sphinx, Challenge. Very powerful, this one is. Well, actually, I think all of them are. Hathor, Pleasure. Very, very nice. Very nice interpretations. Mat, or Mott, Justice. I love the facial features in all of them. Hestia, Hearth, Home. And look, I like how she's older. A lot of times they show her as a younger version. I like how they depicted all the different age groups of females. Maya, Illusion. I love in this one how it's so gentle and how the fabric looks see-through. You could see she's just done such a nice job. Vast, Play. Cute. This one's really cute. And Bright. Opposite of Bright is this one. Sophia, Wisdom. So angelic. Light, just emanating light. Sir Edwin, Death and Rebirth. Bridget, Inspiration. Lilith, Power. Hecate, Crossroads. Nuqua, Order. And look at the difference in style, how she's incorporated here, kind of Asian artistic visual representations. Ocean, Sensuality. Love how she's inside the water. Rhiannon, Doubt. Very interesting. This one is lighter. Lakshmi, Abundance. Sedna, Victim. Tara, Centering. Another one of my goddesses is Tara. Her name means star. Amaterasu, Beauty. Isis, Nurturing. This is one of my favorite depictions of Isis. She's so gentle and nurturing here, and I really got what they meant when they said inside, held by the wings of Isis, held in the wings of Isis. I really get that feeling here. I feel like I'm held in her arms when I look at that card. So peaceful, gentle, the water flowing in the background. Very meditative. Oh yeah, Change. Oh, I love this deck so much. Newt. Mystery. By the way, I love these spirals here because they also represent change to me. And the lightning reminds me of the Tower card. Newt mystery. Or nut. Sekhmet, anger and rage. Uzumi, laughter. Oh, this one has a really funny story. I like her. Yemaya, surrender. Oh, wrong way. I think it's more blurry when I bring it close to show you a close-up, so I should just keep it there. Let me know if the images are not clear, because I really want to make sure you get the best quality, as best as possible. Oester. Shakti. Energy. Kuan Yin, compassion. Look at her gentleness and her face, how pure it looks here, her expression, and how she's holding that beautiful peony I think she's holding. So beautiful. Corn woman, nourishment. Like I said, I love the range of goddesses in this deck from different parts of the world. Durga, boundaries. Lady of Beasts, relationship. Kali, fear. I loved working with this card. So powerful. This goddess. This goddess's energy was very, very, very important to me at one point when I was working through fears. Vila, shape-shifting. Kotlekyu, and hopefully that's the right pronunciation, grief. She looks so wise. This one is also hard for me to pronounce. Gildeptis, synthesis. Beautiful. Minerva, my goddess. This is my goddess. I love her. I love how they showed Minerva and not Athena. They're always depicting Athena more than Minerva. Love her in this picture. Beliefs. Another card I worked with a lot, and this is my favorite card. It's the one that's featured on the cover. Sulis, illness, wellness. I was so proud to tell my physiotherapist about Salus, who is the Roman goddess of the same goddess in the Roman depiction, who's also Hygeia in Greek goddess mythology, and because the physiotherapy clinic that I go to is called Salus Physiotherapy. He was very impressed about that. Maeve, responsibility. Sorry, I don't know. Maeve? I think that's Maeve. Responsibility, very nice. That's my next project, Norse mythology. Sheila Nagig, opening. Wow, look at her. Isn't that powerful? And the Uranus. This one is highly detailed, actually. It's hard to see. Crisis. And that was the last of all the cards. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And check out this deck. It's really worth it. Before it goes out of print, make sure you get a copy. Thanks for watching, guys. Ciao for now. Bye.